Good morning, Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen that movie before? That's a wonderful movie with Robin Williams. He did a great job in it. He brought a moment of happiness, a moment of smile, a moment of joy in a time of war. And hopefully, this is exactly what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to bring awareness, understand what's going on. Everybody loves everybody. It's a message of peace, of love, of stopping wars, of saving lives. It's a message of bringing solutions to the table. So hopefully, somebody important can hear us and they can implement those solutions. Just like flooding the market, like we said before in Gaza with food. Flood the market with food. It won't be expensive, then nobody can sell it to buy weapons with it. Hopefully, this is why I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe, to push that like, leave some comments, more comments to leave, more subscriptions. We get a lot of action in the page, and basically, this is the algorithm of the YouTube. They like the comments, they like the clicks, they like all that. So do as much as you can to spread the word, please. I do what I can, you do what you can, everybody will do what they can, and that's all what we hope in this world, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get back to our interesting story because there is a lot going on in there. We're going to go back to our story, Russia, Ukraine. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So where we left it last episode, and we talk about Mr. Petro Poroshenko. Mr. Petro Poroshenko. That's why we left it. When he got elected as a new president, he's a pro-Western president, and he was able to sign the Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 to bring some peace to the region. That's where we left it. And ladies and gentlemen, please, when we watch these episodes, please try to watch the first one, then the second one, because it's successive events. We're doing them by dates. The same thing that we did in the first 6 episodes about Palestine and Israel. I've seen there was a lot of traffic, and thank you so much, by the way. We have over 200 views already for episode 1. That's wonderful. I never expect it's going to be this many viewers, be honest with you, and that's probably thanks to you, thanks to your referrals. So keep up the good work, guys, because we need to reach many, many people. Hopefully that way we can stop these wars, we can save lives, and people can just eat ice cream and, yeah, take their children to school peacefully. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go back from 2014, we said, and 2015. That's when we got the Minsk agreement. Then we have another agreement in 2017, and that's the association agreement with the European Union. Oh, now we're finally getting closer to Europe. Okay. And what else? We also have in the parliament some legislations that's going to get us closer to the NATO. And this is what I call poking the bear. And we're going to talk more about it because they have been trying many times to join the NATO. Russia has been trying many times to tell them no. We're going to go through that in details because I wanted to understand, I wanted to see why Russia doesn't want them to join the NATO and why this happened. Why isn't Russia is not in the NATO itself? So we're going to talk about this more in the next episode. But for now, we have 2017, the association agreement. We're getting close to Europe. The Russians are noticing what's going on. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to build now the Turk Stream. That's another pipeline that's going to go south this time. So remember we talked about the Nord Stream the first time that's going through north? This one is going to be going south. Nord Stream 2 also, that's going to go north. We're building 2 pipelines. So Turk Stream, Nord Stream, Nord Stream. 2 are going to Germany. Turk Stream is going to Turkey, evidently. All right. So because we are noticing that Ukraine is getting closer. They signed that agreement with Europe. They're trying to pass some legislations to get them to the NATO. So Russia is noticing that, and they're trying to pass that gas line that they have through Ukraine. They're going to take those other 2 pipelines through the north and 1 pipeline through the south. Now we have the elections of May 2019. Very important date. What happened? Welcome, Mr. Zelensky. Mr. Zelensky, Vladimir Zelensky is the new president. All right. And I want to go through some dates with you here. Why? Because before he even became the president, he became the president on May 2019. February the 7th on 2019, before even he was president, Ukraine already amended the constitution to basically make it even closer so they can join the NATO. Here's another poke. Still poking the bear. Remember we spoke about poking the bear? Keep poking the bear, see what happened. All right, so 2019, we have a new amendment of the Constitution. We're going to try to join the NATO. Okay. 2020, again, what happened? Mr. Zelensky, he's going to approve a new additional security strategy with the goal of joining the NATO. How many pokes so far, we said? The poke of 2017, the poke of 2019, and another poke of 2020. This is just from Ukraine here so far. All right. Well, there was another time, ladies and gentlemen, when Zelensky also poked the bear, was in September 22. And that's basically when Mr. Zelensky tried to join the NATO. Of course, that was after the 22 invasion, and that happened in September 2022. We're going to talk in details about the invasion. There's so many exciting strategies that happened there. And we also need to talk about NATO and Russia. Why Russia doesn't want these countries to join the NATO? That's the question number one. Question number two that we would like to answer is why Russia doesn't join the NATO itself? Don't you think that's a logical question to ask? Because if Russia joins the NATO, then we won't have any more wars. The NATO countries are not gonna fight among each other. That's a basic rule, of course. But Russia is not joining the NATO, and other countries are joining the NATO. Not only that, they're getting closer and closer to Russia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So in the next episode, I would like to talk about niet is niet. That means no is no. Talk about not an inch eastward. Those are all famous articles and books that have been written about them. And I would like to discuss them a little bit more so we can understand the situation, exactly what's happening here. Because right now we are getting close to the war of 2022 after the famous speech that Mr. Putin did on February 21st, 2022, where he basically explained that the fall of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics was a geopolitical catastrophe. And that's when the West was like, I told you. You see, isn't that what we said? I told you he doesn't like it. I told you he want to get it back. That's why actually the West didn't want Russia to join in one of the excuses. But we're going to talk about it more in details. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell all your friends. This is a mission for all of us. So please, you do what you got to do. I do what I have to do. We all what we have to do. And what's going to happen at the end? We all going to eat ice cream and take our children to school peacefully. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us today.